Pressure does not ask if you are ready. It arrives. Suddenly, without warning, without permission. The battlefield tightens. The noise grows louder. The space to think disappears. And in that moment, everything becomes clear. Not your plans, not your intentions, not your excuses. What remains is what you have trained. Ancient warriors understood this better than anyone. Pressure does not break a man. It reveals him. Most people believe pressure creates weakness, but pressure does not create weakness. It exposes it. A man who has never trained discipline will panic. A man who has never trained focus will hesitate. A man who has never trained control will react emotionally. This truth appears across history. At the Battle of Chaeronea, young, inexperienced Greek forces collapsed quickly under Macedonian pressure, but the Spartan reputation was built on the opposite. They were known for holding formation, even when outmatched. Why? Because they understood something simple. You do not rise to the moment of pressure. You fall to the level of your training. Spartans did not wait for pressure. They lived in it. The agoge, Sparta's training system, was designed to simulate constant stress. Boys were deliberately underfed to encourage resilience and resourcefulness. They were exposed to harsh weather with minimal clothing. They were pushed physically and mentally beyond comfort. But the goal was not suffering. The goal was familiarity. A Spartan learned to think clearly while uncomfortable, to remain composed while exhausted, to act while under strain. Plutarch recorded that Spartans valued endurance over talent, because endurance remains when comfort disappears. By the time a Spartan entered battle, pressure was no longer new. It was expected. At the Battle of Thermopylae, pressure reached its peak. King Leonidas and his small force faced the vast Persian army of Xerxes. Ancient accounts describe the Persian force as overwhelming, tens of thousands advancing through a narrow pass. The Spartans knew the reality. They were outnumbered. They would likely not survive. Yet they did not collapse. They held formation. They rotated positions methodically. They fought in controlled sequences, not chaotic bursts. Herodotus describes how Spartans maintained discipline even as waves of Persian soldiers attacked. They did not rush. They did not panic. They executed, because pressure had already been trained into them. The battlefield did not change who they were. It revealed it. Under pressure, the body reacts automatically. Breathing becomes rapid. Heart rate accelerates. Vision narrows. Untrained, this leads to panic. But trained warriors learn to regulate these responses. Spartans practiced composure through repetition under stress. Roman soldiers trained in formation drills until movement required no conscious thought. Samurai practiced zanshin, a state of calm awareness even in danger. In Japanese swordsmanship, a warrior who lost control of breath lost control of timing, and timing decided life or death. Across cultures, the principle remained: control the body and the mind follows. Control the mind and action becomes precise. History repeatedly shows that pressure destroys those who have not trained for it. At the Battle of Cannae, many Roman soldiers panicked when surrounded by Hannibal's forces. Despite their strength, fear spread through the ranks. Formation broke, and once discipline breaks, defeat follows quickly. Contrast that with Spartan engagements. Spartans were known to maintain formation even when retreat was the logical choice, because breaking formation was worse than dying in it. This difference came down to preparation. The unprepared experience pressure as shock. The trained experience pressure as familiarity. Roman legions mastered performance under pressure. Even when surrounded, Roman soldiers were trained to hold formation, follow commands, execute strategy. The Roman testudo formation, a shielded defensive structure, required absolute coordination under extreme pressure. If one soldier panicked and moved incorrectly, the entire formation weakened. Yet Roman soldiers held these formations even under heavy attack because their training made discipline automatic. They did not need to think under pressure. They had already practiced it. Samurai warriors approached pressure through mental clarity. In a duel, hesitation was fatal. The Japanese swordsman Miyamoto Musashi wrote that the warrior must remain calm, regardless of circumstances. He described the importance of maintaining a fixed gaze and steady mind. In his duels, Musashi often waited. He allowed his opponent's anxiety to build. The opponent would attack first, and in that moment of emotional reaction, Musashi would strike. Because the calm mind sees clearly, and clarity defeats speed. Today, pressure looks different. Deadlines, responsibility, uncertainty, competition, but the effect is the same. Pressure reveals discipline. Some people avoid it. They delay action. They escape into distraction. They wait for comfort. But avoidance weakens capability. The warrior mindset does not avoid pressure. It seeks it in controlled ways, because pressure is the training ground of growth. To become strong under pressure, you must train within it. Spartans trained when tired. Roman soldiers drilled under exhaustion. Samurai practiced in silence and tension. You can do the same. Work when you do not feel ready. Train when you are fatigued. Focus when distractions are present. Introduce controlled difficulty, because each exposure builds resilience. Each repetition strengthens stability. Over time, pressure stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling normal. At the highest level, pressure is no longer a threat. It becomes an advantage, because while others panic, you remain composed. While others hesitate, you act. While others lose clarity, you maintain it. This is what made elite warriors different. Not the absence of pressure, the ability to function within it, and eventually to dominate in it. History remembers those who stood firm when everything else failed. The Spartans at Thermopylae, the Roman legions under siege, the samurai in the final moment of a duel. These warriors did not avoid pressure. They faced it, prepared for it, and remained stable within it. Because pressure does not define you, it reveals you. Look at your life. Where do you avoid pressure? Where do you step back instead of stepping forward? That is where your growth is waiting. Do not run from pressure. Train within it, because the warrior who remains steady under pressure becomes unstoppable. Walk with honor. Stand your ground. Master pressure. Follow the path. Warrior's path.